Hello, APM. We're in the dog days of summer. People are maybe getting in one final vacation. Kids are going back to school. It's hot. And we've been spending a lot of time this summer, and particularly in August, preparing for fall outage season. So I want to spend a few minutes with you today with some reflections on that prep and specifically around our safety and quality reset we held last week. But before I go into those reflections, I wanted to share with you the activity and the busyness that's been going on in Pasadena this August. We've hosted 8 different trainings, as I count it. Project superintendent, new superintendent, safety champion, live outage, and of course our safety and quality reset, some other trainings that have been happening here in Pasadena. So a lot of work here, a lot of excitement and energy in Pasadena around hosting these trainings. But not only Pasadena, we also have our Edmonton facility, and both of these centers are producing value for us. Not only are we investing in the development of our people, we're also hosting events for our GE Vernova partners, hosting local area team meetings, developing live outage content, other things that are happening. We're hosting customers in the facility. That's leading to work. We've done some work here in Pasadena on some valves for a customer. We've also done some work in Edmonton on some aero units, and we're storing some parts for a customer. We're even hosting industry partners at both facilities. So these facilities are producing value, and I want to thank the teams that lead Pasadena and Edmonton and these centers for the good work you're doing in not only creating the value, but then also allowing us to share that value and really get some goodness for APM as well as for our field service and our Vernova partners. But now let's spend a couple of minutes talking about the safety and quality reset and some of my reflections. I first want to share that the content that we delivered to our field leaders, our superintendents, was rooted in the analysis of the last 12 to 18 months and events that we've been seeing, and particularly around the root causes for those events, as well as the people that were engaged, and particularly people who were being injured on our job sites. And the major plays that we introduced our superintendents to that we want to embrace and execute this fall are rooted in this analysis. And we exposed our superintendents and our field leaders to a lot of techniques, both on the safety side here. You can see some of the techniques and the plays that we've called for the fall, as well as on the quality side. And some things we learned about the quality events and some things we want to address and execute this fall on the quality side. And these are short one-page summaries I'd encourage everyone to keep in front of us for the key plays we're going to run this fall. But we got some feedback that it seemed like a lot, and how are we going to put this all together for the fall? And I really wanted to spend a minute talking about this right here. The STA card, our seminal document within APM for pre-task briefing. This STA card and the STA process and the discussions we have around the STA card really enable everything that we introduced our superintendents to this fall. The what, how technique, really of asking questions of our crews to really get them thinking about what are we doing? How are we going to do it? What can hurt us? How can I prevent injury? The STA card is a great document to use to spur that conversation and those questions and answers. Using standards and procedures and other administrative controls. The STA card is a good way to identify those standards that we're using. The mentorship mentality. We can use the STA card where we have our crews assigned and signing the STA card. We can make sure we have the right partnerships identified there. Non-standard work. is enabled by the stop visual at the bottom right. And our expectation that if we're going to do a task and we don't have a standard identified for it, we need to stop, we need to raise that up before we move forward. And you can see here other techniques that we engage in the field, we engage in as an APM organization. All of those techniques are enabled by the STA card. So I would really encourage you to keep this visual in front of you at your job sites and even in our corporate organization, as we're going to be asking our teams here to embrace these concepts as well, particularly using what, how, to identify risks and how we take action to mitigate or eliminate those risks. So hopefully this card takes a lot of that content and simplifies it into a framework by which we all can execute well our fall outage season plan when it comes to safety and quality. One other reflection from the Safety and Quality Reset, we handed out a book, and that book is The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. And that's particularly center our focus around Chapter 4 and Keystone Habits, the Ballad of Paul O'Neill. The last time we saw this challenge was in 2018. We did something similar. We brought our teams together. We refocused on safety principles, behaviors, and actions and disciplines. And we said that if we got safety right, we thought everything else, quality, delivery, cost, everything else would fall into place. I firmly believe that, and we've been running the business under that mentality for the past 5 years. That philosophy is rooted in things we learned from looking at Paul O'Neill and how he led Alcoa with this mentality of safety being the keystone habit. I'd encourage you to read the book, but particularly read Chapter 4 and embrace the concepts of how Paul O'Neill led Alcoa with safety being their keystone. Finally, as we want to share just 3 things that I heard during the week and how we can learn from the things that I heard and some reflections from that. First, a challenge. A lot of discussion around standards during the week and our relationship to standards. Not every standard is perfect, and oftentimes we have experts in the field who are confident that they know a better way. But when we approach a standard and we think there's a better way, we have 2 choices. We can stop, we can elevate that and get agreement on what's the best way to do something, or we can push through with our own way and do it our own way. I think it's obvious the answer should be 1. Stop, raise that up, and get agreement that it is truly the best way. And in order to do that, we need humility when it comes to standards that we have in the business. Standards are written by people who have researched and analyzed the best way of doing things. I'm willing to accept that we have experts in our organization that may know an even better way than the standard. But oftentimes we get overconfident. We justify in our own mind the reason why we would vary from a standard, and that leads to errors. I'm asking us to embrace standards with humility, to recognize that smart people put those standards together. And yes, we may have experts that know a better way, but the right way to do that is to elevate that up and get agreement, and then make that the best way and the standard for APM and OneField services moving forward. 2 things, though, that excite me that I heard. One is everyone agreed and embraced the idea that we can improve, that we can get better. And I think that's rooted in the spirit of wanting to be excellent and wanting to be the best at what we do. And that excites me because we can attack the safety and quality challenge when we have people that want to be the best, that want to send everyone home safe, that want to do quality work and be proud of the work that we do at the end of the day. When we have that spirit, I'm confident we can attack the safety and quality challenge. And the most common feedback we got was just how good it is to be together as a team, to shake hands, to embrace, to look each other in the eye. And when we attack challenges as a team, I'm confident we can attack any challenge. And so these two spirits, the spirit of excellence and wanting to be the best, and the spirit of team and wanting to connect and attack the challenge together, I'm confident we're walking into the fall with the right spirit. And when we execute this plan for the fall, using the techniques that we discussed and trained on in the safety and quality reset, I'm confident our performance will improve. We will send people home safe. We will be proud of our work. And we're going to look back at 23, and we're going to be proud not only of the great work that we did, but how we met this challenge, and how we overcame, and how we delivered a very strong 2023. So we got 2 weeks before Labor Day. Encourage you to do two things: prepare for the fall outage season, embrace what we've discussed in the safety and quality reset. Read chapter 4 of The Power of Habit and learn from Paul O'Neill and Alcoa about the safety keystone. And then take some time with your family, with your friends, with your loved ones, so that when we come back after Labor Day, we are pumped, ready to go to attack the fall outage season and deliver a strong 2023. Thank you.